Alright guys, Rage 11, 4.1 billion score. So in this video guys, I'm gonna share you some pretty solid information and tricks that you can do as well to improve your score. And as you can see here, I've got like Cha Hae-in at 1.4 billion damage, and the highest I've been able to achieve so far was 1.520 if I'm not mistaken. And we also have our Mirai here with 914 million. So in this video, we're gonna do two things. Firstly, I'm gonna share with you guys some tips, and these are not just your usual tips. Actually, this is like somewhat, in my opinion, really advanced tactics that you can do to improve your score. And secondly, I'm gonna share with you guys some information about the guild boss. And thirdly, I'm gonna share with you guys some gameplay tips that you can do to further improve your score, especially regarding the use of manual ult, which is a lot of people are having a hard time to do. And well, it's actually difficult, but it can be easier. Okay, so this video I'm gonna share with you guys that as well. But before we begin, if I might just ask you a quick favor, just click the like button here in this video. Of course, later after watching, you can leave a comment, because your likes and your comments will help the video's algorithm so that it will be recommended to more people as well, and that will help my channel and will help other people too who are looking to improve their guild boss score. And just real quick guys, we have new codes here with 500 essence stones and 4 pieces of SR weapon designs. So in case you need one, all you have to do is to go to the Netmarble content creator program page. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Just click the support button here and follow the process here. And also, just to let you guys know, this is already season 4. All previous supports have been automatically cancelled. So if you want to keep supporting me, you love what we do here, I would highly appreciate it if you would also support me here in the Netmarble content creator program. And yeah, thanks so much, and shout out to all of our top supporters here. Not gonna show the entire list anymore, because that's gonna show your points. We want to keep that private just in case. And just lastly, if you guys are still looking for a guild with lots of passionate players, especially if you're a whale or even a kraken who wants to really just play with people who are always trying their best and trying to reach the highest possible score or whatever that they can reach, whether in speedruns, whether in the guild boss or POD, you guys might want to check out our guild. Madness guild right now is currently full, but who knows, there might be some slots available in the future. You can join our Discord channel and message Panjin. And by the way, I just saw this, and congratulations to Rogue for reaching 4.6 billion score in one run. Wow, this is crazy. 9.163 total. So shout out to you, bro. Congratulations. Kinetic also early registration 8.5. Hope you guys are not gonna regret this later in the week once you're able to get a higher score. But yeah, looking forward to see more from our guildmates here. I already registered one of my scores, but yeah, might be able to improve this later in the week. I'm just gonna let you know. All right, let's go ahead to the actual content of our video. Alright, so this is the lineup that we are using now, and as you may have noticed, Cha Hae-in is already at A9. Well, surely that would not give us like 300 or 400 damage increase in the guild boss, right? Because it's actually not the thing that actually gave us damage, because what you can get from here are just a few attack percentage, which is gonna help, but it's not really that impactful, especially with all the attack percent from expert as well as the buffs coming in. The overall yield is gonna be pretty much less. What's most important here is actually the total power. Yep, the total power, guys. So you might be wondering why total power is important now here in the guild boss, especially for Cha Hae-in. Well, this is something that we've always wondered about. Like, some Cha Hae-in had insane damage that we couldn't figure out why is that. We thought that it was RNG, we thought about it was something about the effect of crit damage or the damage increase or other stats, and just by accident I have discovered why. I was testing something else and accidentally saw one of my units getting Min's A5 buff, increased ultimate damage, even though Min is on another team. So it has been clearly specified in the game mechanics that only the field buffs apply, and the team buffs are kinda exclusive to the team itself. But apparently there are some things that work even across the entire team, and that includes Malin Fisher's weapon. So it's not just Min, and also Park Hee-jin's weapon as well. Tested this. You guys can confirm this if you don't believe me. It's very easy. You just enter the guild boss, put them in another party, and then you're gonna see the buff getting casted over to the other teammates. So important thing to take note of here is, firstly, these things does not work in Jinwoo. I did have an extensive test video on that. I'll just put the image here at the link in the description as well. If you guys want to check, I discussed how Maylin Fisher's weapon works, how Min's weapon works, Angel in White, as well as Park Hee-jin's weapon. So it's all gonna be there, and those things does not benefit Jinwoo, even if he has the highest attack, even if he has the highest total power. So just take note of that. I'm not sure if one of those have been patched on Ninja patch recently, but I still do believe that it holds true till the time that I am filming this video. So if that's the case, then one of your priorities now should have your Cha Hae-in to be the highest total power in the entire team, because she's the main DPS. What happens before, and what usually happens, is that there are some other units with higher total power that it's taking the benefit of that increased ultimate damage, as well as the increase in attack, increased damage from Maylin Fisher's weapon buff, that's taking all of it and not giving it to your actual main DPS. In my case, and I think it's gonna be true for most of you guys as well, the effect was actually going to Gogun Hee instead. So the reason why I advance it now is because I don't have any other choice. If I don't do that, then it's gonna be Gogun Hee on my team that's gonna take the increased skill ultimate damage, not Cha Hae-in, and that's gonna be a lot of DPS loss. And by doing this instantly, I got around 100 million or so damage increase. So if you have the same case wherein your Cha Hae-in is not your highest total power, then just adjust a couple of things. So now let's talk about how you're gonna have to go about this. It's either you improve your Cha, but if you're already maxed out here, then there might be no other choice. So what you can do is to try to lessen the total power of your Gogun Hee or other units by removing some pieces. Not totally removing, just adding a +0, +5, or to get lower total power, but you might lose some stats. So I do not recommend doing this if you already have the perfect artifacts in your character. But still, I think in general, it's still gonna be overall beneficial, because Cha Hae-in's damage is gonna improve a lot as well. I think for the most part, it's gonna be overall net positive. So if you're in that case, then you can change up some of your gears here to a lower total power ones, or what you can do is to take those with main stats that you don't actually need, that does not contribute to damage, like additional HP or additional attack or this one, and change them to a lower artifact, for example, that has some stats. Let's just check here. So for example, this one, I can just go do this. I'm gonna get lower, but I won't do this on my own character because my gloves here have good stats. And you can also increase Cha Hae-in's skill levels, of course, to get more total power on her. The problem right now is that generally 4-piece expert, 4-piece curse setup, because this is only level 75, are gonna have lower total power than those who are using 78 artifacts, especially this one, even if it's 4-piece curse, 4-piece crit set. So I'll be leaving the adjustments to you. You guys already know what to do here. Just try it and see if it's gonna help your team get higher score. For Maylin Fisher's weapon, it's gonna give the buff to the member with the highest attack. And the problem here right now is, for example, Amamiya has a lot of attack passives here that increases her attack, as well as from this one, if you have high MP, then there will be times that she might be taking the buff for herself instead of Cha Hae-in. And I think that's fine, because if you lower her attack, you can do some adjustments on your stats as well. We all have different progress, so I'll leave the adjustments to you guys. But what you can do is to try to lessen her attack, give more damage increase or critical hit damage instead, and just check if it's gonna be worth the trade. And in my case, I don't really care that much anymore, because I already do have good artifacts on both Mirai and Cha Hae-in with 25.7k attack, and Mirai has 24.6k% attack, and Mirai is dealing pretty good damage. It's not as strong as Cha Hae-in, but I'm still gonna get pretty good amount of damage increase, even if she's gonna be the one taking the buff for herself. So yeah, just check it out yourselves and make the adjustments so that you can also improve your score. So another thing that is oftenly asked is MP problems. So we do have MP problems on most of our attack-based DPS, And on Cha Hae-in, there's really not much solution here aside from gameplay change, because you can't just put MP recovery or MP reduction in exchange for attack percent or other stats, because that's gonna reduce your damage output a lot. The highest priority is still gonna be the attack, the crit damage, and the damage increase. Only those three, okay? So focus on that and you're gonna see tremendous increase in your damage. But anyway, going back to the mana problems, later I'm gonna explain to you guys how to control the MP of Cha Hae-in. For Mirai Amamiya, we did some adjustments here on Hansemi actually. This has been a concept that I've been testing for like the past week or so. I just didn't have the artifacts ready yet, but I already shared this to my guildmates. They have already tried this and they've been using this now, and it's the V reset, because Hansemi's skill cooldowns are quite long. The main benefit is not that total MP that she can provide, but actually just helping Mirai maintain that Kuroha's darkness as much as possible, because the condition of this one is 66% at least maximum MP, and she's not going to be able to do that for long if the fight is continuous. So with this, she's going to be able to use this more, and she's going to be able to do ult faster because she's going to be able to gain power gauge faster. And the weapon as well might potentially benefit because this requires the target to be hit. So if you have lower advancements of this weapon, might help. I'm not sure because there's going to be a certain gap. I haven't really gone deeper into that yet, but I would assume that the more spammable the skills are, the more they will be able to maintain that debuff. But of course, there's going to be a certain debuff like a downtime. In my case, it benefited my Mirai as well as the entire team with this, but it's not that much. And do take note that doing this is gonna be difficult, because if you add V reset on Hansemi, she's gonna lose MP. She's the one who's gonna lose MP. So this would require a specialized build, especially if you already have high skill levels. Then it's gonna be difficult for her to sustain that, because she's gonna spam the first skill, which costs 356 MP. Alright, so the way to solve that is to make a specialized sets of gears with MP recovery increase, additional MP consumption reduction. There it goes. So I do have a total of 2.9k MP right now, 184 MP consumption reduction, and MP recovery 20.73%. I think 20% is okay, but I want to improve it more because I'm still seeing some times where she's losing mana and the second skill is getting delayed. So yeah, those are the major adjustments that I have made when it comes to the itemization as well as the more optimized builds here, and it added 100 to 150 million score on average. Very easy. Like my average now is 4 billion points. You guys can try that for yourself and see if it's gonna improve your score. So now let's talk about the gameplay, especially the manual gameplay. Although it might be difficult to do, especially for mobile users, I feel, but with enough practice, I think you guys can do it as well. There isn't gonna be like a tremendous damage improvement, and it depends on a case-to-case basis whether you're gonna need it or not. Okay, but in my case, I have improved my score by probably around 40-50 M by doing the manual ult, and I'm gonna explain to you guys how. So just in case some of you still don't know how to activate the manual ultimate, you guys go to your settings, controls, prevent, support, hunter, ultimate, skill use, and switch it on. Alright, so now we are here in the replay, and I'm gonna play the first part here for now, and just gonna give you some guidelines on what to do to be able to optimize your score or your team's performance using the manual ultimate. So you only need this on units that have like very crucial skills that requires precise timing, especially in this case Cha Hae-in's ultimate. So the way you want to go about this is firstly to practice on auto, And once you practice on auto, you're going to be able to build your own routine, because here in the guild boss, if you follow the strategy that I shared in my previous video, wherein you're going to use the ult to control the match, and then you're going to be able to cancel and break the mechanics and force the boss to do certain mechanics. And then once you do that, you're going to be able to pretty much do the same thing over and over again until you get a higher score. That's what we usually do, rely on RNG, precision, the criticals, etc. But sometimes there will be routines that are not optimal for Cha Hae-in's ultimate. And in my case, okay, this is going to be different in every case. And in my case, there is one. So what you kind of want to do, as soon as you get your routine, you copy it using manual ult and adjust the parts wherein the ultimate did not have the proper timing. So let me just share one specific case wherein manual ult is really gonna pay off. Like here in this part, around 150 seconds mark, usually what's gonna happen here is that my Cha Hae-in's ultimate is still gonna be on cooldown, and after it goes off cooldown, she's gonna cast the ult, and the ult's damage is gonna be very weak because that's the time when the dancer already expired. So just to refresh you guys, Cha Hae-in's ultimate damage is gonna depend on the number of the stacks of the dancer that you have at A5. Okay, if you have 5 stacks, then it's gonna increase a lot. So the dancer has a 10 seconds duration. The cooldown of the skill itself is 12 seconds. You're gonna be able to press it and use it for a few more seconds. So it's pretty much gonna be almost permanent, I would say, if you can time it correctly. But the AI will not always be able to do that. For example, the AI knew that, okay, I do have a dancer still, I can cast the ult, but suddenly the dancer expired. There will be cases wherein the AI's ultimate is not going to be on point, and that's what we're trying to solve here in this case using the manual ultimate. So here in this case, as you can see, all of them have the same timing. Here, let me just go back real quick. Here, 0.8 seconds cooldown, 3 seconds on Maylin, and 4 seconds on Cha. Okay, we use Maylin Fisher's ultimate, we used Gogun's ultimate, and as you can see, the ultimate attempt on Cha Hae-in is failing continuously, and that's because she's still using the second skill. She's still doing something, so she's not able to cast it immediately. So what we do here is to just keep spamming it. As soon as we see the number here, then you can immediately cast your Moon Shadow. It's gonna be the perfect timing, okay? You have to confirm that it was casted first. So once you confirm that, press your Moon Shadow. Then boom, 95 million ultimate. So if I didn't do this, then my damage will only be around 23 million. You guys can check my previous videos. I believe it's gonna be there, like 17 million, 20 million. And simply by adjusting this, I was able to deal more damage. So how did I specifically make that adjustment here? So this is crazy, guys. I think you should not do this. Well, if you want to improve your score, like get like a bit of an increase, then you should. But if you don't need it, then there are some other ways to do that, like optimizing your autoplay, changing something else. But I just prefer this because I have more control on what to do. So let me just share you real quick what I did there. So here at the beginning, it's actually related. So what I did here actually affected the entire thing. So the adjustments are slowly by slowly, first minute, second minute, third minute, in each and every case, because pretty much the routine is gonna be the same. Like I said, if you follow the same strategy that we shared in the previous video, the ultimate strategy, it's a 240 mark. What the AI does here is that it's gonna finish like the dancer duration, the waltz of the sword, and it's gonna waste a lot of MP in the process before it casts the ult. In the autoplay, I will cast my Moon Shadow and it's still not gonna cast the ult. It's gonna cast the ult a few seconds after. It's gonna have the full damage, okay? So what I did here instead is to wait her to cast a couple of the dancers and do the ult immediately. Here, there go. 66 million here with 2 Moon Shadow stacks. With this, I have been able to cast the ult like 5 or 6 seconds earlier, and so my next ult now has the exact timing on the second ult with full damage. So pretty much both ultimates now have high damage instead of the second one being relatively lower. And that's the same thing that's gonna happen for the entire duration of this run. It's always gonna have 100 million damage. So here, second ults I think is gonna happen here. Because the autoplay guys do not know if, like, you get the point. They do not know when to time it with Moon Shadow or the Shadow Step, and they do not know when to time it with complete stacks of the Dancer. They do not know when to time it with Maelin Fisher buff or Gogunhi's buff. So again here, the same thing happened. Casted Maelin Fisher, casted Gogunhi, but we did not use Cha Hae-in's ultimate yet. Because by observing the MPUs, we know that she's still using the Dancer. And if I use that early, I do know, because I tested this already, that she will not have the complete damage. So that's again another adjustment. This is a slow adjustment until, guys, you build your own routine. And this is also how you can conserve Cha Hae-in's MP, because a lot of times she already has the complete stacks and she's still gonna waste all of those skill casts, the Dancer, up to the last point. It has more damage, but you kind of don't want to do that because it's not gonna last the entire match, and the last ultimate it's not gonna have the full 5 stacks. Okay, so in order to control the MP, you're gonna have to observe when she already casted all that 5 stacks, like what we do to save the MP when doing the hunter mode. Then manually press the ultimate immediately. Cut it off if you can. So here, we're just waiting for it. There. And then casted the ultimate. We have Shadow Steps here. Waited a bit. Cast the Shadow Step. Again, Shadow Step will have that Moon Shadow stacks. There go. 106 million damage. So the same thing's gonna happen over the last few seconds. Gogunhi casted here. Again, we have to observe Cha Hae-in's mana consumption. If it's a huge chunk, that means she's using the second skill. If it's just bit by bit reduction, then she's using the Dancer. You're just gonna have to count 1, 2, 3. How many times did it get reduced over time? So we know that at this part, she has that complete stacks again. Then we can time it with the Moon Shadow here, plus the ultimate. Moon Shadow, boom, 99 million. So we were able to reach 4.1 billion score in this run. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I'm gonna play the replay afterwards, and just in case, if you want to learn more about this, if you want to stay up to date, and if you like these types of content generally, please do leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, because there will be more. I do have another thing coming up next, actually. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I am currently trying it right now. So if it succeeds, then I'll let you guys know. So make sure that you're subscribed, and yeah, thanks so much again, and here's the replay.